So we saw what the entry-level Enlighten looked like, but what about a mid-level, right? So let's say, you love the fact that you could sleep the family, but maybe you had the 18BH, maybe you want to move up, maybe you want something with a little more space, or maybe you just want to right out the gates. You're like, you know what, I know that I'm going to want a big slide out, I'm going to want some more space, I want larger bunks. Well, luckily for you, we have this one right here, which is the Enlighten 27BHS. Now, as far as price point, it is a little bit of a jump, but it's nothing crazy, right? This one is starting at $28,995, so less than $10,000 jump. As far as your daily, you're looking at $7.17, so about $2 a day will move you from the 18BH to the 27BH. So let's take a look at some of the differences. First thing I want to touch on, and I always like to start on the kitchen, right? I don't know, maybe it's because I do a lot of cooking when I camp, but I personally like having a good kitchen space. And so what you notice is here, because it is bigger, we're able to put in an L-shaped kitchen. And with that, that allows us to have both the double bowl sink, the recessed cooktop, and we still have prep space, which is something, again, it's a little bit tougher when you're talking about a smaller RV like the 18 we looked at. Now, it also have space over to this side. The cool thing about this, you can put a coffee maker right here, right? And that way you can still utilize all this space, still have prep. The cooktop is recessed, and you have the glass cover, so you can utilize that as some prep space as well. Now that 3-burner cooktop, right, this just folds kind of up and back like so. That doubles as a backsplash because the glass is nice and easy to clean, but you do have a panel back there too, just in case, get a little extra splatter. With the 3-burner cooktop, the front one, and pretty much every cooktop I've seen in an RV, if it's a 3-burner, the front one's high output. Now that's going to be important if you're boiling water, especially, we're out west. You start to look at higher elevations. If you're going to be boiling water, that front one is probably the one that you want to use. Now this is a Greystone unit, knobs light up, kind of like it does on the Furion. Very similar in functionality. We'll drop that down. You can see the oven right there. And over to the side, if you take a look at that, why do I love this? Well, that's where it gives you room for a trash can, right? And again, if you know me, you know that I hate hanging trash bags for my pulls. I would much rather have a dedicated spot for it, and that's exactly what I get. Now, the cool thing about this is an upgraded countertop, right? It's not a T-mold, and that allows you to undermount the sink. So it's nice and easy to clean up, just like so. You don't get that, the edge with the sink where a bunch of crumbs and stuff get in. This one also has a high-rise pull-out faucet. Now, if you've been RVing, you know how nice a pull-out can be as far as washing and rinsing dishes. Also, for your coffee maker, I take a Keurig when I camp, and I would have that right here, and all you have to do is take this, fill up that water basin right there, right? I can just kind of pull it out, fill it up. Don't even have to worry about, taking the reservoir out of the coffee maker. I can just lift the lid and fill it up right there. Now, if you do that, remember, and I don't know if you're coffee people, but if you are, the quality of water definitely makes better coffee. So you're going to want to make sure you have an inline filter. I highly recommend it. We sell them in the parts store if you don't have one already. It is one of them that are on my essentials list. You have to have a water filter. You want to make sure you have a pressure regulator. You're going to want a surge guard, right? There's certain things you want to make sure you have. A water filter is definitely one of them that I absolutely recommend as an essential. Coming around to the side, you can also see that you have some access there, as well as a little bit of additional storage for, pots, pans. You want to kick a couple shoes in there. That's cool too. Storage across the top, they went with frosted glass, looks great. You have your microwave as well as your hood right next to that. Furnace will be located underneath. You can see that direct vent furnace right there. Make sure everything in here stays nice and toasty. And you get the Everchill 12-volt refrigerator. As you can see, this one is on. And we don't have shore power. So why is it on? Well, because it is 12-volt compressor driven. So it's running off the batteries, which is pretty cool. Especially if you have, 2 deep cycle batteries and then you throw some solar on there, chances are you can run this pretty much indefinitely, which is fantastic, which is one of the reasons these Enlightens are good for boondocking, So if that's something you're planning on doing, I would definitely recommend getting a second battery and some solar. When you come over a little bit further, you will see pantry space as well as wardrobe. Now, this pantry space can, of course, be used for pantry, but when you have bunks, right, you may need extra space for clothes. You have this here, and maybe, you put something down below for dirty clothes, but you also see you have a drawer down there, so you have lots of options. You want pantry? Great. You need extra space for clothes? Great. You can have that too. And then right here is our bathroom. Come on back. A couple things I like about this. So one, As I always mention, I have plenty of space to sit here, right? Good shoulder space, good leg space. Now there's also a door right here. If you're new to RVing, I've had a lot of people that are new, and this freaks them out, having a door right in front of the toilet. I'm here to tell you, no one can see inside here. I promise you, if you can make out a face through that glass, I have Superman X-ray vision. Like, you're just not going to be able to do it. The second thing, this red switch right here, this is like the opposite of what you're told as a child, right? If you flip this red switch, which you can, and if you're here and you're nervous about it, flip the red switch. That's a deadbolt. Nobody's coming in there. They're going to go to grab on the door, it's not moving. So don't let that freak you out, especially because it is so beneficial. If somebody has to use the bathroom, whether it's you, whether it's the kids, this right here is great because you can open the door, you can come right in, do what you have to do, and leave. You don't bring in all the dirt or the sand or everything else in through the entire camper, all through the the living room and the kitchen and everything else. You just come in, do your business, head right back out. I love having a door. In fact, that's one of the big advantages of having the bunks on the off-camp side. Is at the camp side you get the bathroom, and when the bathroom's on the camp side, you get the second entry door. Also, good size sink right over here to the side with some storage underneath for your black tank chemicals, extra toilet paper, everything else you're going to need. Electrical outlet there. Mirrored medicine cabinet rather than just having, a mirror. They actually went with the medicine cabinet, which I like. And there's an LED light right above it. So that way, you can actually get some decent lighting in here, especially with having this window. It brings in some natural light. My wife has told me that it's very different, when lighting from natural light to light inside. So you want as much natural light as possible, when you're putting on makeup or whatever, and that'll help you do it. Standing here in the tub, you can see I can fully stand up. I have that skylight there, so no issues. I can be, 6'2" in here, stand up here quite easily. You have the decorative surround as well, which looks nice, and the tub. So if you want to give the kids a bath rather than the shower, you have the ability to do it in the bathroom. Making our way back out. Teddy Bear Bunk Series, double over double bunks. This is probably the preferred bunk in the industry right now. If the weight allows, most manufacturers will put these in because people like them more. And why wouldn't you? It's a bigger bed, especially if you plan on having any adults sleep in here. These are great. One of the other things, there's a couple things I really enjoy too about this one. One is this right here, the fact that you have a built-in ladder. Why do I like that? Well, I don't know about everyone watching at home, but my 5-year-old, she loves bunk beds, right? She loves the top bunk. And this right here makes it very easy for her to climb up in there. It's hard for her to take a step on the bottom bunk and jump up in, but when you have something as simple as this built-in ladder, she can climb up. She is the top bunk. You want to talk about making a great camping experience if they don't have bunk beds at home, I promise you this right here is what will do it. Another thing that I like, as much as I hate, is the fact that both bunks have electrical outlets, right? And the one even has USB ports. The reason I say I love it and I hate it is it's a double-edged sword. I go camping because I do want to get away from electronics. As my good friend Chris Young says, right, I want to sit down right here at the dinette and I want to reconnect with my family. Because that's why one of the big things I love about camping. That's one of the things I remember. But also, on a rainy day, I also don't want my kids, running all over, jumping on top of me nonstop. So if they can sit up here and, watch tablet, watch something informational, Brainchild or something where they're learning, I like the fact that they can sit up here and kind of have their own space in those bunks. The other great thing about this floor plan, of course, is the super slide. And folks, this really is what helps open this floor plan up. You have the dinette where 4 people can easily sit. This drops down into a bed. Simply remove the legs and the table right here. I'm not going to sing again. We saw how terrible that was last time, so I'm just going to let that one slide. But you do have enough room for 4 people to sit and have a meal together, play a game together. I've always say it, like I'm a big board game person. I really like it because, it's all a family, right? We're all together. We get to play a game. We get to learn, strategy and everything else right here at the table. And again, have that reconnection time. You have lights up top, wall sconces, USB port there, and you get a jackknife sofa. Now, the great thing about a jackknife sofa, yes, it does fold down into a smaller bed, which is what helps this one sleep 8. But more importantly, is this right here, and that is all the storage you get underneath. Folks, this is a great space to put, extra bedding, whether it's blankets, sheets, pillows, things like that. Just toss it right in there. And again, if you do want to watch TV, This is where the main TV will be located here. You can see you have your AV cables. Those will plug into the back to the TV. They're connected to this unit, this sound bar. This one does control the speakers, well, this sound bar here, as well as the speakers outside. And it does have an HDMI and USB port built in case you want to plug in anything else. Also worth noting, this one does have ducted AC. You can see that up on the roof, as you'd expect. If the 18 had it, you better hope the 27 has it. Let's come on up front right here. You know what? I'm going to just have you pop in there. So I have a pretty big butt, so it's hard for me to scoot around the base of this bed. But I just want to show you. So you do have 2 entrances and exits for that exact reason, right? I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not sneaking through there. There is just no way. But that's why they give you 2 doors. And it also makes it so it makes it simple, right? You can get on either side of the bed very easily. You have wardrobe on both sides. You have electrical outlet and USB port on both sides, and you have a shelf right here across the top, plus storage underneath the bed. I'll lift this up real quick just to kind of show you. So there you go. So you have storage. It is strut assisted, very easy to access whatever you need to down in there. And folks, that's just what we have on the inside. There's some things I want to show you on the outside too. Some things that are going to be a little bit different, again, when we step up into the 27 over the 18. So starting off, we'll go right up front. Let me show you here. If you remember on the 18, we had the same siding on the front that we had on the side, right? You have that rolled aluminum, but I really like the smooth because, it's a lot easier to clean. Your bugs and everything will get smashed here, super easy to clean. I love that. You have 2 20-pound propane tanks instead of a single. Still, you have the power tongue jack right here, so it's easy to hook up and disconnect. You'll see a spot for batteries right there. As we come and take a look, you get full pass-through storage on this one. You're going to go to double axle. You have the solid step, power awning with LED lights, 2 entries. Folks, this thing really is great. I'm telling you, if you're interested in any of the Gulf Stream Enlightens, you're going to want to make sure you text the word fresh to 46642 so we can make sure we're getting the right one for you.